XRP has been breaking forums.
That boy thought he was coming out the gate hot with that, huh? What?
It's like I had the whole thing smooth in my head, but then when I started, it just went away.
And the clap was off, too.
XRP has been breaking the internet lately. Everyone's asking about XRP. You see it on every YouTube video. You're seeing articles about it everywhere. Why is that happening, guys?
Hold on. Hello? No, I don't recommend XRP right now. It's pumped. Fuck. Another one.
So this could be anticipation due to the ETF launch. It could be the automated market maker. It could be the legal battle potentially being dropped because of the new administration putting a crypto-friendly SEC commissioner in there. We're going to discuss all this today, guys. Plus, there's going to be a fundamental analysis as well. But yeah, man, before we jump into it, you got anything to add, my brother, from another mother who's very similar, but they are different moms? I can confirm that.
Yeah, so like he said, fundamental analysis has been a while. Everyone's been calling us about Ripple. Literally, like, I got 4 calls in one day, especially on Thanksgiving. That's all everyone was talking about. So we're going to also cover the tokenomics and mainly just like the problems that they're solving and how good they've been at solving them. Like, you got to keep in mind, they released their white paper in 2012, so they've been around for 12 years. So
go ahead and jump right into that thing.
Yeah, let's jump into it. So first, you have Ripple, you have XRP, and then you have the XRP ledger. So let's go on their website and just quickly discuss the differences between those. And then once I'm referring to the project, I'm just going to call it Ripple. But I'm not talking about the currency. I'm talking about the project as a whole. So first you have the XRP ledger, which is the layer 1 blockchain. And this is where the transactions happen, where they're doing all of the settlements and the payments, which is their bread and butter that we're going to get into. You have XRP, which is the native token. That's the token that people have been calling us, asking if they should buy. You know, it facilitates transactions on the network and it protects the ledger from spam. And then you have Ripple, which is essentially the company behind it. Just like Cardano, they have IOHK. It says here, Enterprise Blockchain Solutions Company. And Ripple Labs is essentially like, think of it as the puppet master. They're making all decisions as to what happens with the tokens and the actual ledger.
And that's effectively the entity that interfaces with institutions.
Yeah.
Leveraging the XRP currency.
Okay, so to start, these aren't small numbers. They've done $3.3 billion in transactions processed, and they've done over $1 trillion in the value moved between different counterparties. So let's talk about some of the problems that they're aiming to solve and how they're going about solving them. So the first one is inefficiencies in cross-border payments. So the problem is that traditional cross-border payment systems like the SWIFT system, which is the top one, they're super slow, they're cumbersome, and they rely on a lot of different intermediaries. And because of this, it takes several days to settle a transaction. So the solution to that would be XRP. So they have what's called the RippleNet, and Ripple's network for financial institutions. This is what JT was just referring to, how they use the ledger. So it uses blockchain technology to basically streamline cross-border payments, and XRP acts as a bridge currency. And this enables near instant settlement of transactions, normally within 3 to 5 seconds. And the XRP ledger can handle, I think, 1,500 transactions per second, compared to traditional systems, days-long processes.
Yeah, and you know, that allows you to like effectively go from, let's say you take US dollars and you want to go to, I don't know, let's say Canadian dollars, I guess. I don't know. Canadian dollars are a thing. Like, people like Canadian. They like CAD, right? Anyway, let's say you want to go from USD to CAD, deposit your USD, and then you sell your USD for XRP, and then you swap that XRP or sell the XRP for CAD, and then you could, you know, do whatever you want at that point, or swap it back with whatever it may be. And all that can happen within probably a minute. That's instant, tangible value that XRP or Ripple Labs / XRP has been providing since, you know, like I said, 2013, 2014. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so the second problem that they're aiming to solve is high transaction costs. So the problem is that conventional systems such as, like, you know, SWIFT, they charge high fees. You have Western Union and what's the other one?
MoneyGram?
Yeah, Western Union and MoneyGram. So they charge these high fees for international money transfers due to the involvement of multiple intermediaries like we just discussed. And that includes different banks. You know, we all know an immigrant who's trying to send money back home. And sometimes the fee is more than what they're trying to send back home. Ripple and just stable coins in general, but stable coins still have a little ways to go because everyone doesn't have crypto wallets. By using XRP and XRP Ledger, transaction fees are drastically reduced. Basically, XRP's transaction fees are fractions of a cent, which offers significant cost savings for financial institutions, end users, and just regular people as well.
Granted, there are apps for remittances, but still leveraging like a blockchain such as XRP Ledger, it'll take that app and make it 10 times more efficient. And in terms of the transaction itself, right? So remittances have gotten a lot easier to send in TradFi, but Ripple still allows for an amplified version of that.
Yeah.
All right, so another issue that they're solving is there is certain liquidity challenges that exist in certain TradFi cross-border payment systems, right? Such as them offering pre-funded accounts in foreign currencies to basically facilitate that transaction. And so what that does, it ties up significant amounts of capital, and it puts banks in not a precarious situation, but it could turn into a precarious situation thanks to money or due to money being tied up that they may need, right? But Ripple slash XRP, they have what you call ODL, or on-demand liquidity, which allows for basically institutions to use XRP as a bridge asset that gets rid of the need for pre-funded accounts. And so what this does, it frees up that capital that will otherwise be tied up, and it improves liquidity efficiency over time.
Yeah, it's a known thing that it's a lot of liquidity fragmentation in DeFi across all these layer ones and layer twos and all these different decentralized exchanges. Yeah. But a lot of people don't talk about those same issues exist globally.
Yeah, and liquidity fragmentation, and it breeds market inefficiencies, meaning there's going to be more arbitrage opportunities in those markets. And those aren't good markets, right? You want markets to be more balanced. You want it to be tougher to find arbitrage opportunities based on liquidity fragmentation.
So the next problem that they're solving is the lack of interoperability between financial systems. So you have all these different systems around the world, and we just talked about liquidity fragmentation. And you have all these different systems that operate on different protocols and different standards, right? So this makes transactions between different systems slow and complex. Now, where Ripple comes in is that their technology, which includes the Interledger Protocol, or ILP, is designed to facilitate interoperability. Interoperability just basically means that different systems can talk to each other like they are the same system, right? Like you have a lot of different standards on the internet. The underlying technology is TCP/IP, and that allows it to be so that once we go on the internet, it feels like we're on one internet. We don't know what server we're using. We don't know what data center is being hosted at. We just turn it on, we go online, and it works. It's kind of the same thing here as what they're solving. So this ensures seamless value transfer across borders, regardless of the underlying financial systems.
So yeah, I mean, you can see that Ripple slash XRP has positioned themselves to be flexible, not only in cross-currency payments, but as well as cross-chain payments or cross-chain, data transactions or whatever it may be, right? But they position themselves to be flexible and to be modular in TradFi and DeFi, which, at this point in time makes sense as to why, with all the culmination of events, their prices, moving to the upside, with just this being one reason as to why that could be.
The last one, and we're just covering the main ones. There are other problems, but we don't want to overwhelm you guys. So we talked about liquidity fragmentation. Another issue is fragmented compliance standards. So the problem is that cross-border transactions often face compliance issues due to varying regulations across jurisdictions. You have things that are legal here that aren't legal in China and Australia and Canada, right? So these are important things because no one wants to be breaking the law in their country or abroad, especially if you want to do business in that place, right? So RippleNet integrates compliance tools like KYC, anti-money laundering checks to check to ensure that everything's compliant with regulatory standards. And this helps streamline compliance processes for global transactions. So in a nutshell, Ripple is basically aiming to modernize the global financial infrastructure by addressing inefficiencies in cross-border payments, reducing transaction costs, and improving liquidity and transparency.
One thing that has kind of been a headwind for XRP or Ripple is the regulatory framework here in the US. As everyone knows at this point, For years now, they've been in litigation with the SEC. The SEC sued them for basically ruling that XRP is a security for institutions, and I guess for retailers it wasn't a security. And so they were forced to pay like $2 billion in fines, but they only ended up paying like 150 million. And now with the new administration, those charges could be potentially dropped. And so maybe the regulatory framework now becomes a tailwind. So yeah, that could potentially be a tailwind in the future, but it's not only that. They have other things in the works, and I guess this is a good time to move on to Ripple's stablecoin. I'm going to let you take it away, Big V.
I don't know why he's been calling me that lately. It's like, nah.
Big V over here. Big VJ. VJJ.
God.
It's like, nah.
All right, guys. So here we are on ripple.com, right? Pretty clean, eccentric website. This is definitely like the crypto field. So we already talked about cross-border payments, right? So I want to talk about their stablecoin, RUSD. It says here instant payouts and easy fiat to stablecoin on and off ramps worldwide. So right now they're using XRP as this bridge token. This isn't approved yet. As you see here, it says Ripple's USD availability would be subject to regulatory approval. It says hold, buy, and trade USD on chain, stable purpose built for payments. RLUSD is being designed to maintain a constant value of $1 issued on the XRP ledger and Ethereum blockchains. Ripple USD will be fully backed by a segregated reserve of cash and cash equivalents and redeemable 1-to-1 for US$. So that means that it's funny that they say, well, I guess it's not funny. Redeemable means $1 will get you $1, but they're gonna be holding commercial paper, bonds, probably some Bitcoin, just like USDC and Tether is.
This feels like this is a long-term play to migrate completely, especially on the institutional side, actually, migrate from XRP to RUSD.
It's probably holding them back because they have to hold
because
some XRP.
I know, and because that gets rid of, the volatility. And although because transactions are so fast, 3 to 5 seconds, a lot can happen still. And so, having a stable coin there for institutions when you're dealing with billions and hundreds of millions of dollars, I mean, to me, this feels like a long-term play for that migration, and it's perfect for it. And it's an easy sell to your already existing clients,
Yeah, and, like you said, a lot can happen in a few seconds. If you're moving billions of dollars and you got to get some XRP real quick, and it just drops like 1%, that's millions of dollars.
Yeah.
That's no small feat. So it says here they want to get it used on centralized exchanges as well. I mean, obviously, why wouldn't you? So they talk about having deep liquidity, multi-chain issuance, so being able to issue it on other blockchains, just like USDC can be used on Solana, ETH, Polygon, and instant settlement without having to involve the XRP. I just wonder what they would use the XRP token for. Maybe institutions will get XRP rewards or something like that. So the next thing we're going to talk about here is digital asset custody. Now, basically custody is, just storing your crypto safe, like for institutions. Me personally, they're competing with Coinbase here. That's a tall order because Coinbase is the custodian for like the BlackRock ETF. And if a custodian is big enough or a company is big enough, they'll want to custody their own, especially if it's an asset manager. Like, for example, Fidelity is the custodian for their own ETF. So this one is just kind of like,
hey, but you don't have to be the number one custodian to still just have massive success and be a huge player, which I think,
bro, if you're not first, you're last. So, no.
I think XRP as offering a custodial service once again for institutions, bro, that's amazing. With Ripple and XRP, it really is all about positioning. It's very simple shit. Simple shit. It's just a stable coin and it's XRP, the volatile ass cryptocurrency. That's all it is. But it's their positioning. And now they're adding the RLUSD. Yeah, I mean, they're doing a damn thing, man.
They are.
The positioning is great. So
they'll be able to keep everything in house, which is good.
Yeah.
So a company will probably be like, well, fuck, I'm already using you guys, so
I know, exactly.
The fucker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Another thing we want to talk about is tokenization. So, we've made videos on tokenization. Tokenization basically gives something a digital identity. Like I can tokenize this pin and I can post it online and I just create a market for it to be traded online globally. right? So they're basically offering to tokenize assets on the XRP ledger. So, we've made videos about centrifuge, and that's one that they're mainly kind of doing what they're doing. Centrifuge allows you to tokenize like different assets and invoices and bring them on chain and borrow against them. So it kind of sounds like the institutions they're working with, they, like he said, simple shit. They allow them to tokenize their assets and bring them on chain and kind of use them within their ecosystem. Will people be tokenizing things on the Ripple blockchain when we have Ethereum? I don't know. But
yes.
Why do you think so?
Just because they still have a cult following. People are always going to use Ripple network relative to Ethereum. Not saying it's going to overtake Ethereum by any means, and they're not going to use it more than Ethereum. But there's always going to be a base for it, 100%.
You think?
Just like I think they could do without the tokenization side, 100%. But people are still going to use it because it's Ripple, it's XRP, it's the XRP army, bro. It's going to be used. Need I say more? Just imagine all the viewers cheering like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess only time will tell. I can definitely see people using it too, but if I'm wanting to tokenize something, because Ripple is really like way more centralized than ETH. ETH has become more centralized when it moved.
You and I definitely would not use this over ETH if we want to go tokenize anything, probably.
Yeah.
Unless we're tokenizing something specifically to use on the Ripple net or XRP ledger.
Yeah, but I think they integrate with ETH, so it's just like we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see.
Lastly, we'll just touch on the potential ETF too. Like, I mean, you got like 4 or 5 institutions have filed for an ETF exclusively for XRP, and so that's the bullishness is XRP is on some bullish. It's on some bullish. You feel me? It's on some bullish. Like, nah. But what are your thoughts?
Bro, I remember during the last bull market.
Wait. So this will be the 3rd ETF.
Yeah. So look, people been filing for a Solana ETF. Last cycle they were filing for a Cardano ETF, Polkadot. Like it was a lot of different ones.
I can see XRP being more ready for institutional grade derivatives
3 weeks ago. Is all I'm saying.
100%, because now that there's a new administration, it changes everything. Though.
Well, I meant price appreciation wise.
No. We would be saying this 3 weeks
we'll
ago,
see a Solana,
but I think it has been accelerated because of the election.
Probably true, or for sure true. I mean, more ETFs the better, right? Institutions definitely want to hold Ripple, especially they can see what value that they're offering and have been for over a decade. I think we'll see a Solana ETF before we see a Ripple ETF, though, to be honest.
We should make a bet on that on camera right now.
Guys, let us know in the comments what you want us to do. I was thinking like maybe one person can punch the other one in the stomach the hardest you can once or something. I don't know.
Oh, fuck. I might rupture your fucking guts or something, bro. You sure about that? If I lost, it would just be like a pillow. It'd be all right. But if I won, bro... It would rupture your guts, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to punch you in the stomach, bro.
I'm not a fucking pansy ass bitch.
Yeah, tell him, guys. But yeah, we'll figure that out. But yeah, so he believes that, Solana will get approved in terms of the ETF before Ripple / XRP. I don't think so. I think XRP is definitely a position, man. They are positioned for institutional derivatives.
So we might see a chain link ETF before Ripple. Who knows? Who knows? It's a couple good ones up there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So now that we went over all that stuff, let's go over the tokenomics because, a lot of times in crypto, something can be a good project, but that doesn't necessarily mean you should buy it because the tokenomics don't align. And just because the fundamental value of the business increases doesn't mean the price will go up. So we're going to go through the tokenomics, and then at the end, we're going to wrap it up and tell you guys if we're buying right now or not and why. All right, guys. So here we are on CoinGecko. You can see that they have a market cap of 139.4 billion, but they have a fully diluted valuation of 244 billion. So that means it's still around 55 to 60% of tokens that still have to get released onto the market. And they're number 3 in market cap behind just Bitcoin and Ethereum. They just overtook Solana. So if we go here, we need to figure out when those tokens are going to come onto the market and determine, if we should be buying or not, right? So you can see they've raised money from some of the top firms, A16Z, Pantera and Blockchain Capital, Digital Currency Group, Lightspeed Ventures, Google Ventures, Bossa Nova, I don't know who they are, but they just sound official.
Bossa Nova is a cool name.
Yeah. So they raised undisclosed amount in 2013, right? 2013 again, they raised 2 different seed rounds, 2 Series A, an extended Series A, a Series B, Series C. So the last time they raised money was 5 years ago in 2019 in December. So you can see they raised almost $300 million. So now, what's their inflation schedule for all these tokens? So if we look here, this is not good. This is like my least favorite thing about XRP. So it's 100 billion tokens in totality. And they were pre-minted, meaning they were mined, and then the allocation was divvied up as follows. So 20% was retained by the founders, right? And then 77.8% was allocated to Ripple, and 0.2% was airdropped as an experiment, right? And if you look at this supply curve, you can see we're in 2024. So a lot is being released, especially over this bull market, until 100 billion and I don't know how long. And it's a super small percentage that gets burned on each transaction. You can say that that's deflationary, but it's way more being released than being burned, no matter how much it gets used. And if their stablecoin gets approved, that'll probably make it even more. So I'm reading some notes up here. They have an escrow and release mechanism. So they implemented this escrow system to address concerns about the market flooding and maintaining price stability. I can't say they did a good job at that because they just hit an all-time high 7 years later. And they have a monthly release. So up to 1 billion XRP is released from the escrow each month for operational purposes such as funding, projects, partnerships, and liquidity provisioning. And then any unused tokens in a given month is returned to escrow, extending the escrow schedule into the future. And this is set to last several decades. So basically, the team and the foundation holds most of the tokens, and they're not, like, they say what they're using them for, but they're not as transparent as they could be. And this is for sure part of the reason why their chart looks like this. So that's my thoughts on tokenomics.
Okay, bye. Have a good time.
All right, so now for all you rascals that stuck around, am I buying it or not, and why? You buying this thing or what?
I'll tell you what. I am not buying it right now. I'll tell you why. I did own XRP back in the day. Way back in the day. Last time I owned XRP was 2017. Right now, with the recent run-up in price, obviously there's going to be some type of pullback in the price. I do think there's a lot of bullish activity surrounding not just noise. I think it's genuine activity surrounding the price move or affecting the price movement of XRP. So I do think it's a genuine movement. And because of that, I do expect a solid pullback. I don't think this is a hyperbolic move at all, even though it is. If you saw that chart, it looks fucking hyperbolic. But it's like, relatively speaking, it's not really hyperbolic. I'm expecting it to come back. I am going to determine where I want to start DCAing again into XRP. But as of now, I am not buying it. But it will be on my list in the future.
Yeah, so I echo the same sentiment. I'm definitely bullish on it long term. I don't like the tokenomics, but it's valuable enough to where eventually I can see XRP as being like on the top of the S&P in 20 years or so, right? Them, Chainlink, Ethereum, probably. I'm not buying it right now by any means. To be honest, it might be a good time to start looking to short it, right? Obviously use risk management. That's not financial advice, but definitely not buying it. But I will be adding it to my long-term hodl bag that I won't touch for like 10 years.
Yeah, and honestly, I think even at $100 billion market cap for XRP, I think it's small. I do think it's small. I think that the value that XRP brings, and that will be RLUSD eventually, when they complete or get close to completion on that migration, I think that, that value will get siphoned off of XRP. Maybe it'll hold, maybe it won't get siphoned off. Maybe it'll hold, but it'll make that stablecoin more valuable. And I think, $1 trillion market cap in the next decade for XRP, in my mind, is a realistic assumption. Even $500 billion.
Good little 5x to $1 trillion. That's a wrap. I know we haven't done a fundamental analysis in a while, but we're going to start getting back on the fundamental analysis train because things are heating up.
Yeah.
And y'all need to know how to look at things before y'all just go out and ape into them. So
yeah.
If you got value, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Like you always say, tell your damn aunties. Okay.
And you ain't got to go to bed. You ain't got to go nowhere yet. Just watch another video.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. Leave a comment. Let us know what project you guys want us to cover next. But with that, thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all in the next one.